Welcome back to our channel. Today we're diving into a topic that affects many people with ADHD burnout. You know, that feeling of being completely overwhelmed and exhausted, like you just can't even anymore. And it's not just regular tired, it's like this deep fatigue that seeps into your bones. Now, burnout can happen to anyone, but it can be particularly challenging for individuals with ADHD. We're already working with a brain that's wired differently, managing challenges with focus, organization, and emotional regulation. So when we add the weight of chronic stress and overwhelm, it can really take a toll. Let's explore the 5 signs that you might be experiencing ADHD burnout. Recognizing these signs is so important because it allows you to take a step back, prioritize your well-being, and seek the support you need to feel better. So, the first sign we're going to talk about is chronic fatigue. And I'm not talking about just needing an extra cup of coffee in the morning. I'm talking about that deep, bone-tired exhaustion that doesn't go away, even after a good night's sleep. You know, when you wake up feeling like you could sleep for another 10 hours? And it's not just physical fatigue, it's mental and emotional too. You might find it hard to focus, concentrate, or even summon the energy to do the things you normally enjoy. This fatigue can be really frustrating, especially when you're already struggling with the challenges of ADHD. It can make it even harder to manage your symptoms, stay organized, and get things done. The second sign of ADHD burnout we're going to discuss is feeling overwhelmed. Now, everyone feels overwhelmed from time to time, right? But when you're experiencing burnout, that feeling of overwhelm becomes a constant companion. It's like you're constantly juggling a million things and you just can't seem to keep up. Even small, everyday tasks can feel insurmountable. You might find yourself procrastinating more than usual, avoiding responsibilities, or just feeling paralyzed by the sheer volume of things you need to do. This constant state of overwhelm can really take a toll on your mental health, leading to increased anxiety, stress, and even feelings of hopelessness. Okay, let's move on to the third sign of ADHD burnout: increased forgetfulness. Now, we know that forgetfulness can be a common symptom of ADHD, even when you're not burned out. But when you're experiencing burnout, that forgetfulness can become significantly worse. It's like your brain is so overloaded and exhausted that it just can't hold on to information like it used to. You might find yourself forgetting appointments, misplacing important items, or struggling to recall conversations you just had. This increased forgetfulness can be incredibly frustrating and embarrassing. It can impact your work, your relationships, and even your sense of self-confidence. The fourth sign we're going to talk about is emotional instability. And this is a big one because it can really impact your relationships and overall well-being. When you're experiencing ADHD burnout, your emotions can feel like they're on a roller coaster. You might find yourself feeling more irritable or impatient than usual. Little things that wouldn't normally bother you might set you off. You might also experience mood swings where you go from feeling okay one minute to feeling incredibly sad, anxious, or frustrated the next. This emotional roller coaster can be really confusing and exhausting, both for you and the people around you. It's important to remember that these emotional shifts are a symptom of burnout, not a character flaw. The fifth and final sign of ADHD burnout we're going to discuss is loss of interest. You know, that feeling of apathy or indifference towards things that you used to enjoy, hobbies, passions, social activities. They might all start to feel meaningless or just too much effort. It's like the spark has gone out and you're just going through the motions. This loss of interest can be really isolating because it can lead to withdrawing from activities and relationships that used to bring you joy. It's important to remember that this loss of interest isn't a sign of laziness or a lack of willpower. It's your brain and body's way of telling you that they need a break. So, we've covered the 5 signs of ADHD burnout: chronic fatigue, feeling overwhelmed, increased forgetfulness, emotional instability, and loss of interest. If you recognize any of these signs in yourself, it might be time to take a step back and focus on self-care. Remember, you're not alone in this. ADHD burnout is a real and challenging condition, but it is manageable with the right support and strategies. There are things you can do to regain control over your energy, emotions, and focus. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more insights on mental health and ADHD.